Men, what is wrong with you guys? Like, some of you, what is wrong with you people? I just don't get it with you. What do men truly want? What do you people truly want? Because today you are wanting this thing and tomorrow you are not wanting it anymore. Why is it so easy for you to misbehave and get away with it and think that it is okay and that you can get away with it? What is the color of your problem? Yes. Because, okay guys, I am truly sorry. I am really, really sorry. I started this video by ranting because I've been so emotionally down since yesterday night. I've not really been myself. I've been thinking. A lot have been going through my head. And this vlog is mainly for some men. Yes, some irresponsible men. Irresponsible men that think it is okay to misbehave whenever they want and however they want. They feel it is okay to toy with their family, their kids. They think their kids are just things that they could just use and dispose whenever they want. See guys, I'm going to share with you because I truly want to rant. I truly want to vent my anger on you guys, or do I say with you guys? So let me share this story with you guys. Yesterday night, I received a text message from a friend. She was checking up on me. Now, this friend of mine will talk once in a while. So it's been a long time. Like, have I even spoken to her this year? I don't know. I can't remember. But we'll check up on each other once in a while. So I opened my message and I received her. She was like, hey, what's up, sis? Longest time. How are you doing? And I'm like, hey, longest time. How are you too? How is your family? Then she replied me, we are fine. I and my kids were fine. And I'm like, oh, I and my kids. No, sorry, I and your kids. Because she omitted her husband from the equation. But I didn't want to like divulge into it much. So I said, oh, okay, so how is every? Then the next thing she said, my husband is no more with us. And I, for a second, my heart skipped. I thought something bad has happened to this man. I was like, I don't get you. He's no longer with you guys. Then he said, she replied me. She said, he left us. He said he doesn't want us anymore, guys. That he doesn't want me as his wife anymore. He doesn't want the kids anymore. He doesn't want us to contact him. I shouldn't call him concerning anything about the kids. I should do whatever I want to do with the kids, but I shouldn't call him anymore. That he's done and he doesn't want again. Guys, you do not want your kids anymore. You do not want the marriage anymore. Yes, I can understand. I can understand you probably fell out of love with the woman in concern. Let me tell you guys how I met this family. About 3 years ago, while I was in the hospital, at that time I was pregnant. So I was on a bed rest, a very long one. So I also met her because she came into the hospital as well to give birth. She already had a 3-year-old boy. So she was pregnant for her second child. So she came to the hospital to give birth. Finally, she gave birth through CS. And they also stayed back in the hospital for a very long time because they couldn't bail themselves out easily. So they were in the hospital for quite a while. So that's how we got talking with this. That's how I got talking with this woman. We became friends. We talk a lot. Okay, because I was all alone. I was always all alone in my own room. Sometimes she comes with her kids. She comes to visit me. We chat. We discuss about a lot of things. That's how we got closer. Now, this lady is a very calm person. Like, I can attest to it. Some of you might want to say, you don't even know her. You're already judging her. No, I might not know her. But I might not have spent a lot of time with her. Now, when you meet people for like how many weeks, you can truly tell if they are calm or not. So I know this woman. I know she's very calm. Even the way she communicates with other people, I know she's very calm. She is not on the high side. Her voice is not always on the high side. She's always very calm. So that one I know for sure. For the husband, I won't say he's a calm person, because he was always quarreling with the nurses, always quarreling with the cleaners at the hospitals. Then things that he is not even supposed to quarrel for. Even when he is at fault, he was always quarreling with them. So, and sometimes I notice the way he talks to this woman. He shout at this woman. In fact, there were traces, a lot of dirty traces that I could immediately tell that he bullies this woman. He bullies her and he also hit her. I could tell even without being told. But you know, that was not my problem. That was not for me to start asking. You don't just jump into people's family and you want to poke nose. So after a while, this lady started confiding in me. She told me a lot of things, and I could see her pains. And for some reason, she could not leave. And you know, I understand that to some extent. She could not leave. So, long story short, they left the hospital after 3 weeks or more. 1 month even. They left. When they finally bailed themselves out, they left and went back to their house. Then I gave birth. I went to my own house. But we were always in touch. We were always communicating on the phone. She calls me and I call her. We check up on each other, our family and other things. Only for her to message me yesterday to tell me that the man left, that he no longer wants the kids anymore. Like, who doesn't want their own kids? They are children. They are your children. You do not just dispose them of. They are not clothes that you wear and say you no longer want. They are not phones that you can use and say, okay, I'm tired of this phone. I don't want this phone again. They are not cars that you like, okay, I don't want this car again. I want to change them. They are kids, your children. And you owe them that much to be their father, to be in their life, and to do right by them. So I don't get it. And a lot of men are on this table. They think it is okay to just up and leave without caring. They think it is okay to leave the children for the woman. For the woman to take care of the children whichever way she deems fit. These men they will just wake up one morning and I am no longer interested. I don't want the kids anymore. Hello, who does it? Like, who truly does it? Yeah, I know some men does it. Those irresponsible men, those self-centered men, those men that are not God-fearing. They are not family-oriented. They think it is okay for them. And this man in question, his mom and his dad are still together. So it's not all about coming from a broken home. His parents are still together because I have met them. At the time they were still at the hospital, the mom and the dad came visiting. And his dad then he might be in his 80s. Okay, maybe I shouldn't exaggerate, but I know he might be in his 70s or so. And they are still together. Till date, they are still together. Now this man just woke up one morning and he left his kids. It's been a month now. And the painful part of it is that this lady is just a teacher. Guys, we know how much teaching job pays in Nigeria, in this country of ours. Especially when you are not a qualified teacher. We know they are being paid peanuts. Guys, should I tell you guys how much this lady earns? 15,000 naira. 15,000 naira. And this man upped and he left the woman and the kids. Said he doesn't want. If you don't want this woman again, it's okay. But you have to be in the life of this children. It is your duty. You owe it to them. You owe them that much to be in their life. These kids deserve their mom and their dad. As long as their mom and their dad is still alive, they deserve their mom and their dad. So who does that? Who does it? I don't get it. I just can't imagine what these kids will be going through. questioning their mom and asking their mom, where is my dad? Is my dad coming back? Blah, blah, blah and stuff. I know this through experience because my 3-year-old baby does that. Once he's 8, she starts questioning me. Mom, let's open the gate for dad. Mom, is dad at the gate? Blah, blah. She start like, sometimes I would even have to call her dad to ask, where are you? To even know where he is. And then whenever she sees her dad through the gate, my baby jumps up. She jumps up like mad. She jumps up. She goes round the whole sitting room. She keep rolling and rolling. She shouts like you've given her one big gift. My baby does this every day. The only time she doesn't do it is when she is sleeping. But as long as she's awake to see her dad, she jumps. And then a man left that he doesn't want them. He came. And he feels it is okay. There are a lot of people who have been begging God for one. They have been seeking the face of God to give them just one child. These people have stayed for years. Couples. Years. You would even hear testimonies of some. After 20 years, after 23 years, they were able to give birth to their own child. Some will have to cry themselves to sleep. I see some comment of women that want their own children. They will tell you, if only God would do it for me. And then one man has 2 beautiful kids, a boy and a girl, at the platter of gold. He didn't have to stretch. He didn't have to do much. He didn't even have to say, God, give me. And God gave him. And because he felt he was tired. I do not even want to understand the situation surrounding this thing. Why? Because it's something you would have discussed with your partner. The both of you would have discussed about it. I know we all have issues. We are all going through a lot. But you guys are family. And you are all in this together. It is not like whatever situation is happening or whatever you are going through, they are the only one. I know how it feels. Not growing up without a dad. It affected me negatively, mentally, emotionally. I lost my dad when I was barely a child. I don't know what it feels like to have a dad. I don't even know what it feels like. Calling dad, it sounds awkward to my ears. I don't know the feelings. Why my mates are saying happy birthday dad, happy Father's Day, you are the best dad or you are not the best dad or whatever. I don't know what it feels. I'm always very blank. And maybe, just maybe, it would have really meant a lot. Maybe it would have added a lot to my life and that of my siblings if we had our father in our lives, helping our mom. So it was just my mom alone taking care of myself and my siblings. She was acting the role of a mother and the role of a father. She had to work tooth and nail to put food on the table, roof on our head, clothes on our body. She had to go the extra miles. While her mates are probably resting, she is out there trying to survive for us, trying to make sure that the landlord doesn't eject us out of the house, trying to make sure that we don't get to sleep on the streets. It wouldn't be bad having a dad to help her. So now this man just upped and he left. He left. Jeez. I don't get it. How do you from being a dad to not wanting to be a dad anymore? Like I said, it is not something you can just dispose. It is not a phone. You do not have the right to want to dispose those kids that you are no longer in their life. You wanted those kids. Now you owe it to them to be in their life. As long as you are alive and healthy, you owe it to them to be in their life, to be part of them. You owe it to them to give them that experience of what it feels to have a father in your life. You owe it to them at least. and then you think it's okay. Okay. Now these kids are no longer with the mom. I was even thinking the mom and the kids were together. When I asked after the kids, she told me that the kids, she had to go drop them with the grannies because she could not have the kids and still work. Now the landlord have ejected them out of the house, according to her, because the landlord was tired of the man causing issue in the compound. So he ejected them. So now she is squatting in her school where she teaches. She said she had to beg the owner of the school to allow her squat there. You disrupted your own family. You went your own way. It's been months now you drove off and you never looked back. How are you sleeping? How are you eating? How are you even functioning? Knowing fully well that these kids will be asking about you. Like, what a deadbeat father you are. What? This man goes as far as bullying this woman. He goes as far as hitting this woman, because she told me. He says hurtful things. Like, she told me, she confided in me. She told me this man says hurtful things. Like, hurtful things that, like, okay, let me don't even go into their family details, because now it's their privacy. I already just had a little permission to just do this video because I was feeling so bad. And whatever you guys think is the best thing she could do, guys, I really don't mind any suggestion from you guys. I don't mind, because this is not fair on the kids. It is not fair on them. It is not every kid comes up responsible or good in the society without a father. Some are lucky enough to still come out well without their father in their life, and some are being swayed by peer pressure, by the society, to do things that they are not supposed to do. These kids are not given the opportunity to grow up as the normal kids that they are. They are not given the opportunity to be kids. Some deadbeat father and mothers allow these kids to just become adult overnight. Like, I don't know. I truly do not understand. I don't understand how someone can be really callous, wicked, selfish, self-centered, inconsiderate, not family-oriented, not God-fearing, careless. You think in the nearest future that you could just come back into their life? That is, if they become successful in life, they would always look for their father. And I've heard a lot of Nigerian men thinking this way. Now their papa they go look for their papa. Shebi na their papa name then they bear. They go look for their papa when time reach. What even gives you the right to think that you can still be called their father when they become something in the society? We know a lot of you. A lot of you are just on this table. You walk out whenever you want to walk out. You come back whenever you want to come back. You go, you behave anyhow. You settle down with another woman. You start having other kids. You do whatever you want to do. You know, I can't understand. And kudos to the great dad out there. To some of you still being the dad. Some of you still playing the role of a dad. Some of you still loving your children unconditionally, being in their life, contributing in their life. I give it up to you. You guys are the real MVP. You guys are the real dad, because you do not even know what it's doing in their life. It is making them positive human beings in the future. You guys are the real deal, and I give it up for you guys. I just hope the deadbeat fathers, I hope you guys can retrace your footsteps in this point and time, in this, how do I put it? It is no longer the olden days. In this time, in this generation, you think it's okay to just walk out, to just say you do not want the kids anymore. If you don't want the woman, I agree with you. A lot of marriages are crashing, we know. But you have a priority. You should always know that these kids, you should always put them first. Like, I've just been thinking, how will those kids be feeling? Like, I can't understand how kids feel anymore. But how do they feel? How, when things are not going their way, or when they are not happy, how do they feel? What goes on through their beautiful little minds? What goes on through there? In there? If only I could just know what goes on in their mind. Just maybe. Guys, see, I'm truly sorry. Like, I'm really, really sorry. I'm really, really sorry. But and that reminds me, women, we need to do better. When you are picking a partner, you need to be intentional about it. Yes. You truly need to be intentional about the man you will be spending your life with, or the man you will be spending your time with, the man you will be having kids with. You truly need to be intentional, be careful. That is where you need to be selective. Because these men, they give birth here, they give birth, they are not even stable, they are not in one place. They give birth, they have a child with this woman, and they want that away to the next woman, leaving the other child for the other woman. Then they go to the other one, they go to the other one, they keep doing it. They are never stable. They don't even have a stable life. So how do you think they want to give the kids stable life? They don't think. They only think about their own self. So now when you're choosing your partner, you need to be intentional. Especially when you will be bringing kids into this world. Whatever you do, whomever you settle with, the first thing that should come into your mind should be those kids. Those kids. Like, you people don't even know how these kids are being affected. I could tell you stories upon stories. I could tell you stories upon stories. These kids get affected, especially when they don't have a mother and a father in their life. It is just few that scale through. Some of these kids become displaced. They become like disorganized. They only take what life threw at them. Not all of them knows how to turn it around. Whatever life is throwing at them is what they take. And a lot of these kids don't make decisions, good decisions. And that is because they have already been affected by their own parents, either their father or their mom. So I would say, when you're choosing a partner, be it a woman or a man, because both the women, I've also heard stories. In fact, I even know of one that just gave birth and she left her kids, has kids with other people, and she went away for months. She took these kids from their father because she's having issue with the man. She doesn't want the man to have the kids, and then she cannot stay to take care of these kids. So that's a story for another day. But I don't know what you people think when you have this beautiful, precious kid. Like, when you look into their eyes, you know what you see: their smiles, their voices. Those things alone should make you to want to see them become a better person in the society. But these selfish ones just want to do them. They just want to do them. They just want to let me do me. The world will adjust. You cannot do you when a child is involved, especially a child that is still little, that can't make decision by their own self. You cannot do you. You cannot do you. Because you brought these kids in the first place and you owe it to them. Big deal. You cannot do you. You cannot wander away. You cannot walk away. You cannot misbehave. You cannot do silly things to affect these kids. Even if your own life has been affected, you owe it to them to not allow theirs being affected negatively. Guys, let me stop this vlog here. I hope you guys are truly doing well. Take care, guys. I can't really think properly now, so take care, guys. Stay blessed.